Hello! Welcome to the Colourful Creativity podcast. My name is Carolien and this is episode 127. You can find me online everywhere as Carolien, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Ravelry, the works. And I have a web shop at colourfulcreativity.nl. Welcome back to all returning viewers and welcome to all new viewers. Hope you like it here. Stick around, and I'm very happy and grateful that you all are spending some time of your day with me. It's been a while. I'm like, what was this thing about again? It's been 4 weeks only, I know. We had a wonderful vacation, but about that I'll tell you all about in the end of the video. And yeah, I guess all I'm gonna say is let's dive into this big crate next to me. I'll lift it up. There's hardly any acquisitions. Most of this is whips. It's crazy here, people. Crazy. So I'm gonna start off with something I put in a Stephen and Penelope Amsterdam project bag. Is a finished object, and I put it in here to keep it together because I have the darning bobbins, I have some leftover yarn, and the pattern, because the pattern is the Celtic Waves pattern by Sarah Behm, and this was the pattern for the last round of the Super Sock Quilt Championship. And I finished them early, like minimum length of the foot, and I went back in and made them longer so I could try and make them fit me. Spoiler, they don't. Still don't. The orange yarn is blowing up a bit because of the light. Here you can see the gorgeous waves. They are twisted stitch cables, and then there is a Celtic knot pattern in the middle with some lace. So you have the eyelets, and then there's a Celtic knot right there, which is absolutely gorgeous. The socks were, once you got the pattern and you were into the groove, it was okay. But my goodness, there's so much going on with these. It's a bit of a pain in the ass to knit. And I was pretty much done with all the stress knitting of the Super Sock Quilt Championship. So I finished them early and went back in my own taste. I think the minimum was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 5.5 repeats, and I needed a full repeat after that. Here you can see that's where I had to go back to and add this much. I even wove in the end as I went, and this one isn't woven in because since they don't fit me, the heel just doesn't fit, and I would have to go back in and knit probably about another 2-3 rows, try again. And the cables go in somehow, and yeah, I should have done the heel on a 2.25mm needle instead of the 2.5mm needle. I'm not sure. It's a new to me heel with eyelets here, and I did a slipped stitch version. There was also an Eye of Partridge version and a normal version. It's really pretty. I mean, look at how it sits. Really pretty, but it just is too wide for me. It sags, it goes under my foot, and it's just not my fit. I have to knit a few more of these to make them perfect, and instead of going over and over and over, I am going to send these to my lovely friend Angela. And since Angela's favorite color is orange, she will get to wear these. She is going to make them fit herself Since the fit on these is so specific, I thought it would be better for her to make them fit herself instead of me trying and missing, and then she will have to reknit them again. So like I said, this would be like 3 times that I would make them for myself to fit. I just can't. I knit these on a very special way. I think I knit the leg on 2.5mm needles. Then I did the foot on 2 circulars. So the cabled side, the instep, on a 2.5mm needle and the sole on a 2.25mm needle, because they are 72 stitches and otherwise they would be way too big for me. Stockinette, 72 stitches is too much for me for a sock. It's the perfect size for Robert, but hey, he didn't want these socks, so oh well. And the yarn I used with these tiny bobbins is Lang Yarns Yowl Superwash. And I'm actually not sure what the colorway is, if it is 83.0159 or 2053. One of them is the dye bath and the other one is the colorway number, but I have no clue which one is which. I would guess 2053 is the colorway number. That would be me. So yeah, I am going to pack this up with some extra yarn and a darning bobbin and send these over the pond. So that is my finished object. That's it, the whole crate. The rest is all whips and a tiny bit of acquisitions. Let me grab the first work in progress. One you saw the last time, and it is a test knit I was doing, and it is in a Knit Run Dig project bag. I have no clue if she's still doing stuff with project bags, to be honest. It was a test knit to do just one sock, and I managed that in the deadline. So here is my first sock, and again it's a patterned cabled sock, and I need to go back in for the toe because it is just a tiny bit too short. And this one has a fairly normal heel, and I am knitting these, I think, on 2.25mm needles. Yeah, 2.25mm Chalgo interchangeables. And yeah, they are absolutely lovely. I will show you here. Look at how pretty that cable lace, or no, it's just lace, it's not even a cable, and the lace pattern is. And I'm gonna grab my phone now to show you and to tell you what the name is, because I can't remember it. Thigmotropism socks, and they are by Nicole Simmons, and I hope this will pick up. Come on, you can do it. There you go. They're really pretty, and in case you couldn't read that so quickly, Thigmotropism is the directional growth in response to touch that allows tendrils to wrap themselves around an object, much the way the twining lace patterns wrap their way up these socks. So, now you know. And yeah, I finished the first sock and I cast on the second sock. I have a cuff, and I have to do the pattern still. So yeah, I have a long way to go, and my brain is not into pattern socks at the moment. This one is a bit more intuitive than the Celtic cable socks. So the repeats are a bit easier. And look how the pattern continues into the heel flap. I love those details. And yeah, Nicole makes amazing patterns. And look at the gusset. The gusset is not the usual gusset. The gusset is here under the foot, so it's not showing. Look. I think those kind of details are really, really nice. And the yarn I'm using has no label because it is a sample skein of my own. I think it's a sample in dye and a sample in yarn, and the yarn never made it into the shop. It is a pretty much colorful sock yarn tryout, but it's a bit on a thinner side, so I wasn't a big fan of it. So that is the next. Yeah, is it a knit fill? Not quite. I still need to just go back in and redo the toe and a tiny bit extra of the pattern, and hopefully they'll fit me then. Next, vacation project in my stripy sock size bag. Sock one you already saw, shark sock like I call them. Just a simple 1x1 rib on the leg, and then a plain vanilla foot and an afterthought heel. Let the yarn shine. This is how much I have left, and the yarn is by Vlieland, and it is Pax sock in the colorway Shark and Awe. Here are the deeds. And yeah, Shark and Awe, so shark socks. And my shark socks went to the beach with me. You will see that later in this episode. And I have managed to finish the leg. Da-da-da-da. So I am back in stockinette land, which means that this is now again suitable for travel. I had big plans to knit in the car and on the boat when we're going on vacation, and back again in the boat and in the car. I have literally knit 0 stitches while traveling because of travel sickness and just general, I left my knitting mojo at home. Oops. So yeah, that was no fun, but hey ho. As you can see, there's a tiny gray stripe in here because I forgot to take my waste yarn, so I had to take the yarn I'm using for the heel. Luckily enough, I have enough. This is my own hand-dyed polished concrete, so my very light gray yarn. And yeah, there goes the heel. These are knitted on my favorite needles, Haya Sharps 2.5mm needles, and I'm saving this for car knitting again, or waiting room knitting, etc. Nice and simple. Then, next up, I have shown you, in my knit and stitch bits bag. Again, I'm not sure if she is still in the works, but who knows. This was also a twisted rib cast on from my previous episode, and this twisted rib has now turned into a full-blown glove with mitten caps. Ta-da-da-da-da. This is the Podster gloves pattern, and it's a free pattern, so let's keep it there first. But there are quite some mistakes in there, and I am someone who really likes to knit a pattern and not deviate too much. So in this case I had to figure out some things myself and use it more like a recipe, and yeah, it's difficult for me still, but I managed. The things like you had an even stitch count and still there was a purl two together. for the rib, making it an uneven stitch count and not being right. The length of things just didn't fit with my hands, that I had to do myself, which is not a problem, of course. Now I have to do my left mitten, knit as left mitten pattern. Yeah, I'm making the left mitten, but I'm pretty sure you mean knit this part as the right mitten pattern. Just the little things that bug me. But hey, I have one mitten, and this was basically my project. How can I take as much fans as I can on my vacation with me? Because the yarn is Undercover Otter. It is here, Squirm Sock, and it is Yetch, which was part of the Clan of Igors of July 2019. That's how long I've been meaning to make these mittens, basically. Ever since I saw Zoe of the Pins and Needles podcast and Pins and Needles UK on Instagram everywhere. And she's also half of Cartref yarn. And that is where this stitch marker came from in my Christmas package of last year. And the other half is Jenny from All About Yarn. And yeah. And then I also had this cute little tin from the Knit Tea Retreat, which is also Zoe and Jenny. And this came from Angela from Yarn and Yarns, because it was in the gift bag of the Knit Tea Retreat that was last month. So yeah, basically, how can I take as many friends as possible with me? And I have also this little DPN cozy or needle cozy from Undercover Otter with me, and I have my DPNs in here because this project is another yeah, porcupine wrestling project. The fingers I knit with DPNs, and since they are so short, there are only 8 rows and then a few rows of rib and a cast off. It's totally fine. I can do that. So yeah. That meant I didn't have to put all the stitches on waste yarn and then use my circular needle. No, I could just leave the stitches on the circular needle, pick them up easily with the DPNs and knit. Perfect project. And yeah, you might see that in my vacation bit of the vlog podcast. I'm gonna make a little vacation vlog at the end. Jeez, words are difficult. It's Monday morning, people. I don't drink coffee, so yeah, bear with me. Just ordinary water, and yes, I can put it on the ground because the cats aren't home yet. The cats are still at my mom because we are doing a bit of DIY on the house. And that's why I'm sitting here. You probably noticed the very white bare background and a different chair. We are doing the ceiling. We still had to do our ceiling ever since we did the big renovation 2 years ago. It was just like white stuff. The drywall stuff? No. The thing you make wall with if you want to build a small wall into your house. Just sheet stuff, whatever. We put it up there and the screws are black and we still had all the screws visible. So we have now plastered them, or Robert did that. I wanted to, but I had not the best weekend. And yeah, we're at the point where we have to put stuff on so it doesn't suck in all the paint and makes it a bit more evenly, and then we can finally paint it and we have a white ceiling again. So yay for finishing things. Next project also came with me on vacation in this ghost bag from Jibberoo Sews. It's a glow in the dark ghost bag. is a blast from the past. I think I cast this on in 2018, maybe 2017. I'm not sure. I think 2018, going to the UK for my first knitting retreat. The Geeky Puffin Knit Blues. That was it. Yes, that was it. Happy memories. This is my Viajante, and it has grown from this marker all the way to there. Somehow it doesn't look much, but it is quite a bit. Let me see why this is so weird. It just is weird. Yeah. This is a lace project. Here's my ball. And there's a second skein in there. And this is Cremeke Soul Wool Jacuzzi. And it is 50% silk and 50% yak. And it is incredibly soft. And pretty slippery. My ball is really... Oh, yeah, it's really nice and soft. And like I said, very slippery. So I'm knitting these on bamboo needles, and I don't knit quite that fast on bamboo. I don't really like bamboo, but if I put it on metal, I keep losing my stitches when I put it away. So I keep it on bamboo and just will manage, I guess. I am knitting them on 3.75mm needles. That's a size bigger than the pattern suggests. The pattern also suggests woolmizer lace. So my lace is a bit thinner, and I went up a needle size to get the gauge a little bit better. The pattern is by Martina Behm, and here we have, let me see, this I can show you without showing anything of the pattern. It's basically a big tube that you can wear as a poncho, like cape, shawl, drapey thing. To me it looks like a Red Riding Hood cape. That's why I'm making it red. And I have refound my love for it. I have even written down the pattern that I have to do now for basically until I have about 40 or 60 grams left. And I have 200 grams, so it will take me a while. This is probably my 10-year project. Yeah. It was nice to have when I just didn't have the brain for anything else, not even for 1x1 rib on a color change. So it's fine. And then we have the last project that I showed you last time. I see you checking out my ball sack project bag with my Ripple Buttshort. Yes, ball sack, Buttshort, pun very much intended. And I have knit quite a bit. I'm not sure if I showed it to you in this stage or that I was a little bit lower still, but I managed to finish all the increases. And that was the point that I had to try it on. So basically, you try on this tube and see if your butt fits in there. And I really have quite a bit more to go. Somehow, I don't see how the leg and the crotch bit work yet. But by no means I can get my front and my back together. So I think I need to do a bit more, because otherwise my crotch will pull in way too much and it will be not too nice. Might be that I just put a lifeline in here, try a leg, see how it works, and then if necessary can rip back. I am knitting this on 4mm Chowgo needles, and the yarn I'm using is my own Colourful DK in Nerd in the Attic. I love this colorway. The pattern is by JessieMaeD, or JessieMaeD Martinson of JessieMaeD Designs. The ripple Buttshorts, and this is how it's supposed to look. And for me, it's like super tiny bit in the crotch, and I don't see that fitting me. I've got wider hips, and it needs to go that way instead of that way somehow. So yeah, knitting only stretches one way basically. So I have to figure it out what I'm going to do. I might just go and knit a little bit longer and then continue. So if any one of you who's watching this have made this and have any useful tips for me, please drop them below here on YouTube in the comment section, or send me a message anywhere you want. Then, new project, is that a thing? Yes? Yes, it is. It really is. I will also start with the acquisitions section because, well, hello. Project bag that's basically twice my head. This is my brand new project bag by Eldon Woodcraft, the lovely Emma. And we did a swap because of the stupid rules for post in the UK and Brexit and VAT and customs and everything. So yeah, we basically swapped a bag for yarn, which is awesome. And in here I have like so much yarn and a pattern, and that pattern is the Bubble Cardigan by Stephen West. And let me find the front page for you so I can show it to you. There you go. And here is the back. Nice big photos in here, so I can just fold the page. But this is what the cardigan looks like. It is very blue, and that was not what my husband requested. My husband requested something green, and I'm actually looking for my swatch to show you. Yes, there it is. Yes, I swatched. Look how neat it is. And all the colors, I swapped out 2 colors. This one is now here and this one is now there. Here we have the real deal. So you basically cast on one shoulder. You have here the whole neckline. Ta-da-da, I-cord. And this is the right shoulder. So I did the neckline, and now I am doing the arm. And look, I immediately wove in ends. Yes, I do that too. So yeah, I am very much enjoying this. The rows are getting longer, which is a bit harder. And here is all the yarn I'm using. I will take out the cards I have. There's a few without label. That's fine. I am using Undercover Otter Squirm in the colorway Clan of Igor, July 2020. Sometimes dead is better. And March 2019, Clan of Igor's Igor. Clan of Igor's May 2019, Zachary. Clan of Igor's June 2020, Brundlefly. So 4 skeins of Undercover Otter, then a skein of Colourful Creativity by Carolien in Spring Explosion on the Smooth Sock base. Yes, focusing. And also Smooth Sock Glow Stick. Then I am using Dutchwill Diva yarn on Diva Sock Star, which is basically the same as my Smooth Sock, in Wicked Witch. And this skein is ancient. Seriously, this is one of my oldest skeins of hand-dyed yarn. And yes, I'm letting my husband use that. Or, well, he's gonna get a cardigan out of it. And then I have junk yarn in Merly Piscus, also smooth sock. So basically mixing two bases, and the one color I haven't mentioned yet is Hey There on a soft sock, which I'm going to use for the ribbing. I've got 2 balls of that, and I am knitting this on a 3.75mm needle. And this is probably going to be the reason I am not going to join the Westknits mystery knit along, but who knows, maybe. It is so nice. I actually did get the pattern, but I don't have the yarn yet. The yarn I have from my stash is not the yarn I would want to use. Somehow the colors just are not up my wheelhouse together. They don't really do kapow for me. But more on that later. Sorry, itchy nose from Floofs of Yarn. And then I have 2 more cast-ons because I just couldn't help myself amidst the chaos that is my house and my garden. Oops. In this cute TARDIS project bag I got from my friend Jennifer, I think. I forget those things. I got it from a lovely friend, and there's no maker, so I don't know. Is a sock that is just plain vanilla. Because like you noticed, everything has a pattern except for my travel sock now. But it did have patterning or some kind of brain needed knitting. So yeah, I am knitting here Debly Bliss Rialto Luxury Sock in color number 3. I think that was called New Orleans, and it is a very autumnal, and that was exactly what I was craving Saturday evening when I came home. And I was like, I need something autumnal. Probably it was Friday and not Saturday, because we came home from the kittens. We went to see the cats, and we had dinner at my mom, and we had to brush the cats their teeth. We do that every other day. So yeah, we still get to see the cats. So basically I was feeling so autumnal that evening when we came home. I went right upstairs to my stash, grabbed a ball and started knitting. Just plain vanilla. We had so much to do that day with the ceiling and getting all the stuff we need, and I was just gone. None of my knitting appealed to me, so it's like simple plain vanilla socks. That's what missing. And I still had 2 empty needles, so I grabbed one 2.5mm high sharps. Ta-da-da-da. And here we go. I am very much looking forward to seeing this gradient grow, and yeah, I'm very curious how it's going to be. I'm still not sure on the heel if I'm going to do a afterthought heel by just going in from the center, or finish the whole foot and then do that heel with what I have at that point, or if I'm going to do just a heel flap and gusset and don't bother about how it's going to transition then. I'm not there yet. Far, far away. And this yarn is yarn, I am not sure when I got it, but it is a few years ago. It might be that I got it at Loop in London when I was there in 2018. But I got 2 balls and I don't remember which one I got there and which one I got somewhere else and where I got that second ball then. one of the side effects of having brain fog for so long is that you forget a lot. My last whip, I mean, we're 36 minutes in, hello, and I'm only talking about whips basically. Pearls Just Wanna Have Fun bag from Bowramu Knit Happy, Knit Yorkshire. I got from Angela in her Yarn and Yarn shop when she still had a brick and mortar shop. She now has a wonderful web shop, so if you're in the UK or not in the UK, you can also check her out. All the gorgeous West Yorkshire spinner yarns and so much more pretty stuff. I have a very long standing queued pattern finally passed on. Number one in my queue for pretty much a few years has been Pixel Rise Socks by Kemper Wray of Junk Yarn, and I finally caved. It is time for the Monster Knit Along, and that is hosted on Instagram by 3 lovely people, Circle Toes, Exterminate, and SMC Yarn, I think, SM Carn, something like that. I'll post the hashtag and the names, and it's just so nice to see all those scrappy socks. And I have had this whole bag of scraps with this main color ready to go for 2 years, I think. Pretty long time. And the knit along goes from the 15th of September until the 15th of October, I think. So I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna do it. No, I'm not gonna do it. Yes, I'm gonna do it. And I cast on Saturday. So 2 days in a row I cast on a new sock. Oops. I haven't done the best for the Pixel Rise socks with this yarn. I should have gone with a semi-solid and not with all the variegated that I have. But here we go. This is it. And now I'm showing it to you. I can see, oh, here you can really see it. There you can see it pretty good. So it's not the worst. It's definitely not the best. The other side, you can see the white transitioning here is horrible. Even worse on this side because you just can't see it. So yeah, I am still on the fence ripping it and using this for just normal straight without colorwork socks, or save the toe, grab some semi-solid yarn and make it better. And on the other hand, I'm like, I'm just knitting for fun, just leave me be. I am, I think, 2 colors away from doing a heel, and yeah, just forget about it. Just enjoy the knitting, and I'm finally knitting the Pixel Rise sock. But yeah, perfectionist, and this was my last spare empty 2.5mm high sharp. So for now I have to finish stuff before I can start stuff again. The main color I'm using, by the way, is Scheepjes Invicta Glamour, how you want to call it. And it has some shiny sparkle in it, and I really hope it is visible. I cannot see it on the camera screen, unfortunately. So yeah, it has some, it's not silver, it's more the holographic stuff that's also in nail polish. So the translucent stuff. The content is 74% superwash wool, 24% polyamide and 2% polyester, and the polyester is the sparkly bit. It's really pretty, just trust me. And the first plan was to do color stripe, white stripe, color stripe, white stripe, but seeing this, if I would have done a white stripe here, then it would have been basically invisible. I am going to do a white stripe at the heel, so I have a bit more wiggle room for the placement of the heel. but we'll see. I'm keeping it in a plastic bag because, well, my house is super dusty with all the plaster dust that comes off when you have to sand it and everything for a nice smooth surface. So yeah, that was a bag with it rolling over. A sip of water, and then we get to go to the acquisitions, and I wrapped it really nicely so I can hold it up and then tell you, look away if you haven't had Carolien's September installment of the self-striping club yet. It's gorgeous, that's what I can say. Look away now, I'm going to show it. Here it is. It is a true rainbow. Look at all the colors. And Carolien design self-striping rainbow club September 2021, and it is a 15 striper. So yeah, it is bloody gorgeous. And I also saw it's safe to look again, by the way. I also saw a gorgeous pair of socks from Steffi of Viajante Frikkelijn on Instagram. She had used a mini skein from me to do the heel, and oh, that was so pretty. It was a really slow gradient rainbow by Carolien, but Carolien currently has her shop closed because of family circumstances, and yeah, I don't know when she will be back, but I sure hope she will be dyeing that colorway again, because that's so good. I need some more self-striping skeins from her, definitely. Then, yeah, last acquisition already, and it is a vacation souvenir. I saw this cute little bowl at a museum in Vlieland. That's where we went, Vlieland, one of the isles of the Netherlands. And it's a very small one, which was good. Nice, small, quiet, good for me, for my rest, to get back to seeing if I even can go on vacation. We had an apartment with our own kitchen, and yeah, generally perfect. And we went to a tiny museum. It was basically us and 3 other people in the museum, and absolutely great. And I saw this in one of the cabinets, and it had a price tag of €2.50. Yes, crazy, I know. It is hand-turned wood, and it's probably driftwood found on the beach. It has some cracks in it. You can see through here on this side, and there's another crack there, but I don't mind, because the first thing I noticed, or I thought when I saw it, spindle bowl. So I now have a gorgeous spindle bowl from Vlieland. Yay! And that is how souvenirs should be. It shouldn't be a forced thing to buy. It should be something you fall in love with. And if I hadn't found this, I would have been totally okay with not buying anything, because I mean, buying means going into shops, and we didn't want to do that. We already went in the supermarket and the butcher and everything, but it was totally fine there. It was a bit like it just didn't existed, and there wasn't, yeah, it wasn't the high season. It was a bit quiet. The only time it was very busy and very not comfortable was on the boat when we got there. It was a boat where you can fit about 700 people, and there were basically 600 on there. We sat on top on the deck for a while and then had to go inside. I got very seasick there. I should have stayed upstairs, but hey, I had to go pee. It was really stupid. It was a bad timing issue, and I basically arrived feeling very green. But it went away pretty quickly being on land again. So yeah, that was the only time we actually felt like, this isn't nice. But on the island, immediately it was gone. We had a lot of space for ourselves. We didn't see that many people. I mean, on an island you can let go 700 people and you won't see them at all. Maybe one or two, but that's it. So yeah, like you notice, we basically transitioned into personal talk. If you do not want to listen to that, totally fine. I will see you again next time. If you're just here for the knitting and stuff, there's no shop news to tell you besides that there will be no shipping next week. So this week, the 22nd, will be last shipping day for 2 weeks basically. No shipping on the 29th, and then shipping again on the, oh god, 6th of October ish. So yeah, if you want to order something, be quick, or you have to wait a while. Sorry about that. I hope you understand. I have some other things to do. So yeah, vacation, it was great. I can still go on vacation if I cook myself and if I stay within my own line for my food intolerances. We biked a lot, for me at least. I was feeling rubbish almost all summer and had very low energy, and I'm finally getting my energy back, and we were able to bike about 65 kilometers on the island in 4 days, and then biked another few kilometers, and we basically ended up at over 80 kilometers in 1 week, which is a lot for me compared to before. We went swimming, we went to the beach. I was able to do 2 bucket list items for this vacation, which is knitting in bikini on the beach and go into the sea. I didn't swim, Robert did. I have some video footage of that I will show you later. Also of me going into the water at the sea, and yeah, then I saw a jellyfish and I was like, nope, not going further, I'll stay here. Okay, thanks, bye. This is not for me. I'm just not that fond of the sea. Only when I go in diving gear or with snorkeling gear. I want to see. I dislike not being able to see what I do. So yeah, that was quite funny, and yeah, the weather was amazing. We had like 25 degrees, and we were able to sit in bikini on the beach where I was. Robert had his swim shorts on, of course, not a bikini. Yeah, it was just fabulous. We were so lucky with that weather, and there was a tiny swimming pool at our apartment complex, and we were able to swim. I haven't been able to swim in years because it hurt too much on my pelvis and my back. I was just able to swim and it didn't hurt. It was amazing. The pain even went away from it. So Robert hasn't been swimming probably for 10 years. We haven't been to the beach, sit in the sun for over 10 years, because the last time we went there was basically the month before Robert was diagnosed with cancer. He's 10 years clean now, and we were on the beach. We didn't even think about it, but we sat there, and then he said, I think this is the first time I let my guard down, and I am relaxed at the beach, sitting in the sun and just enjoying the shits out of this. I was like, yeah, me too. So apparently 10 years is enough to let it go and really enjoy it. Swimming in the sea is something Robert did like. We had special diving boots with us, so he wouldn't hurt his feet. he's very, we have to be very careful with one of his legs because he doesn't have lymph nodes there anymore. So a wound or infection immediately results in a very big infection and hospitalization and everything. We've been through that. Been there, done that. Please don't do that again. We're not naive. It will probably be something that we have to be careful about for his whole life, but still. When we can avoid it, we do. So we had the diving booties and no hurt feet and everything, and it was amazing. What else did we do on vacation? Well, we went to the museum, and that was on my day that I didn't feel well in the morning. Even on a day I didn't feel well, I was able to do stuff. Go to the museum, bike a small round, knit in my pajamas on the balcony. Just thinking, oh, it's nice weather, I'm just gonna sit outside and knit and enjoy that. If that's the only thing I can do today, then that's also fine. We had a amazing view on the Waddenzee. So our apartment was right in the front of the little village where the boat arrived, so we could see the boat arrive daily, multiple times. Yeah, it's just fun to look out over the sea and see what goes on there. I mean, we're very far away from the sea over here. I only have my own trees and my garden, so yeah, it was really, really good. And it was basically a trial to see if I could go on vacation, and it was the best outcome that I still can. So yeah, I'm very, very pleased that I can go on vacation. It's a nice feeling. We were thinking about going by car to the UK to come to Cardiff again to the knit retreat, but the whole car trip is a bit too much. So I think there are still some places left for the knit retreat. End of October, a physical one in Cardiff. I think around the 20th of October. I don't have the dates, but I will link to the website so you can sign up. There are amazing workshops again. Mina Phillip is teaching from the Knitting Expat podcast, and I saw workshops for loom weaving and macrame and needle felting, I think, or punch needling. One of the two. I keep mixing them up because needle felt, needle punch, yeah, whatever. I know there are two different things. I just forget which one it was. Crochet workshops. That sounded really interesting in Tarsia, and what was it? There was in Tarsia, there was finishing your crochet with a very difficult name. And which one was there? Amigurumi, I think. And then knitting lace and changing things in your knitting. And I think the Knitting Expat was doing marling and 2-color brioche. Maybe not one more, but I forgot. Yeah, it was a very long list of amazing workshops. So if you are interested in doing that and you are in the UK or you are planning to go to the UK, please check it out. It is a super fun retreat, and they're doing everything they can to make it COVID compliant, so check it out. And yeah, I guess that will be it for now. Yeah, all that's left is my Vlieland vlog, and I hope you enjoy it. It's a lot of photos and videos without any sound, just music put under it. And just a small, yeah, memento for ourselves, how the vacation went, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it too. So I hope to see you again soon. I'm not quite sure when that will be, probably somewhere the first week of October, I hope. The first week of October is not my best week, most of you know that, and yeah. hopefully this year my vacation memories will just pull me through, because I'm high in energy now from that vacation and I feel really good. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.